listener production.
From the briefing team,
This is The Beefing. Welcome to The Beefing. I'm your host, Alexandria Funnell. Today we're diving into what might just be the most explosive and captivating sibling rivalry in rock history. Right now, as I speak, the impossible is officially happening. Liam and Noel Gallagher are finally in Australia, set to go on stage together, performing as Oasis. It's wild. After a 15-year feud so toxic it destroyed one of Britain's biggest bands, Oasis are finally back together. And their fans are losing their minds. Tickets sold out in minutes worldwide, social media melted down. And then the unthinkable happened. The Gallagher brothers walked on stage hand in hand at the start of their reunion tour. For anyone who knew their history, this was nothing short of a miracle. Seeing the brothers on stage again, united, it was just mind-blowing and people loved it on social media. For years, these two couldn't even share a dressing room without hurling threats and instruments at each other's heads. To be fair, they did it in real life on stage as well. But in order to appreciate the magnitude of this reunion, we need to understand the long and turbulent road travelled by the pair. Now, we've only got a few minutes, so I'll try and fit as much in. It all started back in 1994 when Oasis arrived on the British music scene and tore through it like a storm, with their debut album, Definitely Maybe, becoming the fastest-selling debut in UK history at the time. Oasis wasn't just a band, they were a cultural phenomenon, with songs like Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger becoming the soundtrack to youth worldwide. People loved them, but their iconic bangers and rabid fandom just couldn't hold the brothers together. Liam and Noel Gallagher's relationship was a volatile mix of creative brilliance and hostility that would ultimately tear Oasis apart. The first crack appeared during their debut North American tour. In LA, Liam, allegedly under the influence, threw a tambourine at Noel's head. It was on stage. Noel stormed off the stage, quit the band on the spot and fled to Las Vegas, as you do. But that was just the warm-up act to what would go on to be a decade of public spats. According to Rolling Stone mag, in 1995, during recording sessions for their second album, What's the Story, Morning Glory, tensions really boiled over when Liam went to the pub and got drunk, only to bring back a few randoms to the studio, all while Noel was trying to focus on work. Noel, clearly not happy with his brother's antics, allegedly hit Liam over the head with a cricket bat, and a huge fight broke out. No charges were filed, and the bat was later sold at auction. That album went on to be a massive commercial success and one of the best-selling albums of all time. That's rock and roll, I suppose. By this stage, the brothers had well and truly built up a rep for their public, unfiltered beefs. But one of the most iconic has to be the infamous NME magazine interview, where they went completely feral. Unbelievably, the full-blown screaming match was recorded in its entirety. It was so chaotic, the magazine dropped the whole spat as a single called Wibbling Rivalry. And yep, it actually charted, highest charting interview release in UK history at the time. You can listen to some of the ranting here.
Wherever they go.
Music, that's where he wants to be. That's where he wants to be. That's where he wants to be.
At the moment, let me tell you.
He knows it.
I'll see what you this, right? Musically.
I can't believe people literally bought a record just to listen to two brothers tear each other apart. To be fair, though, as outrageous as they are, Liam and Noel are both very funny, which I think is part of the charm. Then came 1996 and that MTV Unplugged disaster. Liam pulled out last minute, claiming a sore throat, leaving Noel to perform alone on stage. Liam spent the entire show smoking and sinking beers while heckling his brother from the balcony. Not such a sore throat after all. Days later, Liam refused to rejoin their US tour, claiming he needed to sort out his house, whatever that means. This resulted in several shows being cancelled and it left fans devastated, which I guess they're sort of getting used to at this point. But perhaps one of the lowest blows in their relationship came during a night of drinking. Liam allegedly questioned the legitimacy of Noel's daughter with his ex-wife. This crossed every possible line. As Noel put it years later, he's my brother, but he's at arm's length until he apologises for what he's done. And then came the final straw. Paris, August 2009, the final breakup. The band was set to headline a festival, but backstage a colossal fight broke out, specifically over an ad that Noel apparently wasn't aware of. The argument escalated until Liam came into the dressing room wielding one of Noel's guitars like an axe and smashed it to pieces. That night, with 3 shows left on their tour, Noel made the announcement that shocked the music world. It's with some sadness and great relief to tell you that I quit Oasis tonight. I simply could not go on working with Liam a day longer. Just like that, one of Britain's biggest bands was destroyed by sibling rivalry and dysfunction. In 2009, Noel explained it further.
Things just don't last forever. It's as simple as that. And the way that it ended is horrible.
This is what I found strange, because you only had like 4 or 5 gigs or something left in that tour?
I think it was 3.
3 gigs left. So if you could have just got through those 3 gigs, it would have been quite a clean break.
Yep. But he threw fruit at me. And I'm sorry, but once...
Well, there's no coming back from that.
Once the fruit basket has been tampered with, I'm out of here. Okay. The end.
And in his defence, in more recent years, Liam seems to have softened his stance and reflected on what he thinks may have caused the breakup when he appeared on the Jonathan Ross show.
I don't know why we split up, so I'd like to know. So,
Hold it, but you must have some idea why you split up. Was it all on him?
Maybe I might have been a bit too rock and roll for him and that, and I might have cancelled a few gigs and that, and I might have stayed up later than I should have some nights, but, you know, we're not as Club 7, that's what you do, yeah.
But for 15 years, fans thought that was it. Liam and Noel went their separate ways, continued trading insults through the press and on social media, and even launched their own solo projects. Noel with High Flying Birds and Liam with his solo work. But for the most hardcore Oasis fans, the dreams of a reunion, or at least a brotherly makeup, never went away. Even other musicians got involved in the drama. Recently, I remember the 1975's Matt Healy went viral with his PSA to the band, which I loved.
What are Oasis doing? Can you imagine being in, potentially, right now, still, the coolest band in the world and not doing it because you're in a mard with your brother? Grow up, headline Glastonbury, get back together, stop messing around. That's my public service announcement.
I low-key credit him for their reunion because in late 2024, the impossible happened. The brothers announced their reunion tour, Oasis Live 2025, which brings us to today where somehow, someway, Oasis are back together and they're in Australia for their much-anticipated tour. When this tour was announced last year, apparently it came with an ironclad clause that stipulates they will not be paid until each individual show is performed. So what was it that finally mended this sibling rivalry? Was it the fans' public pleas? Was it just time and forgiveness? And have they truly buried the hatchet after all these years? The truth is, we'll probably never know what really brought them back together. But one thing's for sure, Oasis has well and truly taken over Australia. And after all their precarious relationships and years of fighting, I'm actually really proud they managed to keep it together for the fans, or get back together for the fans. The moral of the story, never underestimate the power of nostalgia, creativity, and fandom pressure to heal even the deepest family wounds. That's it for today's beefing. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're seeing Oasis, let us know in the comments. Also, if you've got any other beefs that you'd like us to cover, let us know at The Briefing, either on Instagram or YouTube or wherever you listen to The Briefing. We'd love to know what beefs you want us to cover. But until then, keep it classy, keep it beefy. Bye.